Oh, yes. Well, and CWA 1180 does not want to address this issue. So I was so frustrated. I wrote an email again to, I'm pretty sure he's got to be like general counsel. Let me see if I could find his name in my email. Dean Weltman. So when I was meeting great resistance at CWA, since, and I haven't seen Anne, and I told her I was going to be here early because she was worried I would come on too late. His name is Dean Weltman, and he is the Executive Counsel, Agency Chief Contracting Officer for the Mayor's Office of Labor Relations Employee Benefits Program. So I'm thinking counsel, Executive Counsel, COUNSEL. He's an attorney. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but he did a presentation that I was at the other day, and I raised this issue of CWA 1180's drug program. And I dropped this information in the chat. I asked several questions in the chat. Sang Hong was also on the call, and another lady, and I can't remember her name, from OLR. And I raised this issue of the drug plan. And they told me they would look into it. Now, this is Wednesday last, so it's over a week already. So when they didn't get back to me, I was frustrated by this, knowing that we're getting to the deadline. And you and I had a conversation about this the other day. So I literally, if I can, let me see if I just jump on my phone and see real quick how many times I called CWA today. Okay, so I called I called 6 times. I called CWA 1186 times. When I called back the last 2 times, they put me on hold, and then they never came back to the phone. But she didn't even need to talk to me. She knew exactly who I was just from my caller ID. And then the next time, she didn't even go into the whole explanation of, hello, this is CWA 1180. How can I help you? And she's like, Marianne? So I was really frustrated by this. So I'd had enough. They weren't giving me the answer. I spoke with a Ms. Carter, who insisted with me that the CWA 1180 plan is a creditable plan. And I said, I'm reading your own document that says it's not creditable. So is anyone watching this right now, the 68 of you that are on this chat, is any one of you on this on this chat right now, CWA 1180? And what I want to know is if you are a CWA 1180 retiree and you are on the city drug plan. Watch, this will be the one night I don't get anyone from CWA 1180. So they were so rude that they didn't want to talk to me. They said, well, we'll talk to the member. We don't have to talk to you. And I said, no, you don't have to talk to me. But by you not talking to me, what you're saying is there's something to hide. I mean, there's nothing to hide. It's either you're a creditable plan or you're not a creditable plan. Which is it? And they didn't want to answer the question. So she said, let me speak to the retiree. I said, my retiree has dementia. She can't come to the phone. Just tell me. And then she puts me on hold and doesn't come back. Then finally she does come back and she transfers me somewhere else to some voicemail. It's a great idea, Ellen. So I'm going through the email. Let me see if I could pull up this email while I'm chatting with you, because I want to show you what Dean Weltman from OLR said, because this is telling, and I just posted this on our page. Okay, so I want you to see, let me move this out of the way. What Dean Weltman says, Ms. Pizzatola, hope all is well. Reference is made to page 17 of the New York City Health Benefits Summary Program Description. I'm like, oh God, he's sending me an SPD that I could quote in my sleep. Oh, you're not late. Don't worry. We're just kind of chatting here. So he sends me page 17, optional riders. All Medicare health plans offered by the City of New York Health Benefits Program, except DC 37 Med Team, have an optional rider. The optional rider is for benefits not included in each of the city Medicare health plans. GHI Anthem Senior Care. The optional rider for GHI Anthem Senior Care Plan offers prescription drug benefits and additional ancillary benefits. GHI Anthem Senior Care, in addition to the enhanced Medicare Part D prescription drug benefit, provides the 365 hospital day coverage. Please see the health plan summary section for more information about the GHI Anthem Senior Care optional rider. Check the small print. Most Medicare retirees get prescription drug benefits through their union welfare funds. If the welfare fund is providing Medicare creditable prescription drug benefits, the Medicare retiree enrolled in the GHI Anthem Senior Care Plan will not be eligible to purchase the enhanced Medicare Part D prescription drug portion of the optional rider. Those Medicare retirees enrolled in the GHI Senior Care Plan who receive prescription drug benefits through their union welfare funds will only be able to purchase the ancillary benefit portion of the optional rider, and that's the 365 rider. Pension deductions will be adjusted accordingly to either the optional rider or the rider other ancillary benefits only. If your welfare fund provides either no or not Medicare creditable prescription drug coverage to Medicare retirees, then you are only eligible for the optional rider comprised of both the prescription drug coverage and the ancillary benefits. Please check with your union or welfare fund for more information about your prescription drug coverage. Now, that is extremely telling. He says, please be advised, 1180 retirees are eligible to enroll in the Senior Care Optional Rider, which includes both the Emblem Health Medicare Part D prescription drug benefit and the Anthem 365 hospital day benefit. Now, if he's telling you that after you reading page 17 that I just read you, that's in this image, that's telling you CWA Local 1180 does not have a creditable prescription Part D drug plan. Hard stop right there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to purchase it from the city. Ellen, I'd say case closed. What do you say? Yeah, see, you and I are on the same page. Now, I just want you to know, I got so angry today that I took this email and I sent it not only back to Dean, to Sang Hong, to Claire Levitt, to Renee Campion. I was furious, and I copied Gloria Middleton. I'm like, if you're not going to address this and you're making me do this, I'm going to embarrass the shit out of you. It's crazy. All right, we're at 100 at 6:21 on November 22nd. Irene is asking me, please, before you get off the air, tell me about the new portal for donations. I've been out of the country and I heard you mention it. I've been donating through Zelle. Okay, no problem. I'll do that in a few minutes. First, thank yous. Thank yous go out to everyone that came on the bus trip with us, to everyone that came to Albany. It is absolutely wonderful day that we had. If you haven't gone up to watch the court hearing, please go watch the oral arguments. It was a really powerful day. Eileen says, I have Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. Premium is $162.73 a month, and WellCare for prescription, which was $210 a month. I was punished for moving to Oregon. Eileen, would you do me a favor and send me the details of that to retirees at NYC Retirees? Tell me if you're on Medicare and snapshot me, if you can, a the bottom of your pension stub that shows me what you're paying. I want to know why you're paying all of that and what union you're from. Okay. Um, so thank you to everyone that came on this bus trip. It was a very, very powerful day. Um, it really was. It was a really, really good day. So now we're in a wait and see on the Campion case. So, well, let's talk about first. Let me just write this down so I don't forget to do all of this. So we want to talk about Campion. We want to talk about Bianculli. We want to talk about Ventkowski and the portal. Okay, so back to my thank yous first, because this is important. I also want to thank the Staten Island retired firefighters. I want to thank the United Retired Firefighters Association, URFA, and the Long Island Shields for their generosity. They've been making some wonderful donations to our organization, and it's important for me to acknowledge that when it's brought to my attention. Know that when donations are made to our organization, you mail them, it goes to a P.O. box that's run by our bookkeeper. And then the bookkeeper literally opens up all of those envelopes for those that are still paying by check. And if they're electronic donations, they go in the electronic portal. And if they're checks, he has to manually donate, but manually deposit them and then manually enter them into our database that we have because we have reporting requirements. And then he sends me the boxes. And every week I get like a 5-pound box of mail that I have to go through. Maybe if I have time tomorrow, I have so much to do before I got to come back to the city. I'll do another video. I'll do it right around Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll do it around Thanksgiving. I'll do a thankful Thanksgiving video with all the cards. So thank you to everyone. That's important for me to acknowledge that we have wonderful retiree organizations that are supporting what we're doing. Thanks, William. And actually, William, your plan is one too. You have a drug plan through 237. I don't think yours is a creditable Part D plan either because your drug plan has a very low cap on it. David, second time I was actually on where you're live. Do love this time much better. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do these at 6. I'm so tired. I really didn't want to do this at 8 o'clock. And being that I'm up at 6 for the radio show in the morning at 7, it's just a really long day for me. Okay. So we have 3 court cases. Let's start with that. The 3 separate court cases. You have Campion, which is NYC Organization of Public Service Retirees versus Campion. That's the very first case we started with suing the city. We started that in 2021, and it means what is the benchmark? What is 12-126? What does the city have to pay up to? What's its obligation? If you go onto our website, nycretirees.org, go under, I think it's updates, and you'll see the 3 cases, you'll see the links to them, and it'll help you. So we went to the New York State Court of Appeals on Tuesday, and now we're just waiting for a decision. That is the final level of appeal in that case. Hopefully the court affirms the 2 lower decisions and we're good. So that's Campion. Thank you for reminding me. Sorry, Irene. Thank you. The second case is the Bianculli case. That's the copay case. So this case is about the copay. So for those of you that are docket watching, we filed with the City of New York. The City of New York, we filed against the City of New York the copay case in 22, I think it was, to stop the copays that they had implemented. We are at the point now where they're trying to schedule the rest of the court case. Because we keep saying we haven't argued the meat and potatoes of this case, right? Okay, so here's the message that we have to share about the copay case. The city and Emblem decided that they are considering a settlement with us because they don't want us to keep suing them. We don't know where this process is going to go, but we were told that they don't want to, they want to try to settle with us if they can. And this process is called mediation. If it's fruitful, it's a win-win. We get a little bit of money, you guys get a little bit of cash back for whatever, your co-pays that you paid. And I guess the city and Emblem are happy because we're not suing their pants off. And if it's not, and we don't like what's happening with it, then this pause, what we're going to hit right now, we kind of like hit a pause button to do this conversationing. If it's not fruitful, we just pick right back up where we left off today. So I just wanted you guys to know that if you go see the docket or you get one of those alerts that there was a change or a delay, because I know you're watching this case because none of us want to pay these darn copays. But we do know, as we've always said, because they were legally able to change the contract, that we may not have a choice for 2025 or 2026, but we know that right now what they're asking us to do is, hey, would you consider talking with us about this? We don't want you to keep suing our pants off. We want to have a conversation with you, and they want to do it with a mediator, because every time we all talk to them, there's always like yelling and screaming, supposedly. So the team said, okay, you want to talk? We'll talk. If we don't like it, we're going to go back to, trying to sue your pants off. So that's where we are with the Bianculli case. That is the copay case. So if you hear copay or Bianculli, that's the same thing. And it's named after Margaret Bianculli, one of our retirees. The third case is Bentkowski. You've heard me talk about Bob Bentkowski or Robert Bentkowski. Keep Bob in your prayers because he's really struggling. He just had that kidney transplant. He's been losing a lot of blood. He's going through like 10 pints a day, which is a real lot of blood. And I had put out in the email twice already, if you guys can, if you're in the South, donate to one of those blood donation centers in his name. If you're in that area of Advent Health, go there and donate in his name. Well, if the blood goes to him or it's in his name and goes to someone else that needs it, you're saving a life. So that's the Bentkowski is named after Robert Bentkowski. That's also called the nuclear option case. That case is where the mayor eliminated all of our choices of healthcare plans to force us into the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan. That case, we've won on the two lower courts. We won in Supreme, we won in the appeals court, and the mayor made leave for appeal, meaning he requested the court that we were just at, hey, I want you to listen to this. I don't like what the other two courts said about us. And this court has to decide it. Now, if you listened to the court hearing the other day, the judges brought up like 2 or 3 times about the Bentkowski case, and Jake had to tell them, like, this case we're arguing, it's not that case isn't before you yet. You haven't decided you wanted to hear it. So we really don't want to talk about that case. Today we're here to talk about Campion. So we're hoping that the judges come back and find a favorable decision for us in Campion. And in the Bentkowski case, which is where the mayor was trying to eliminate all healthcare plans and force us into the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan, we're hoping that court decides not to hear it. There is a possibility that they will hear it because they asked about it the other day, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Elga, what I'm talking about is mediation, not arbitration, and mediation's not binding. Arbitration is. It's a big difference. So this is called mediation. Think about like you're going through a divorce, right? And like you have the husband and the wife, right? Or the two parties, whatever, and the spouses, and then there's a mediator that goes in between the two parties and tries to get them to come to an agreement. That will be us right now. To see if that's something we would agree to or not. Then the board has to make a decision and then come back and talk about it. Sent a donation to the organization yesterday and today in Robert Bentkowski's name. I can't give blood, but at least I can the organization's benefit. Oh, that's really sweet, Anne. Thank you so much. I'll let him know you did that. Thank you so much. That's so, so sweet of you. Um, yeah, he is struggling. Lila, I'm doing okay. My shoulder still hurts, but don't worry. I was coming to save you. Don't feel bad. I have to go for a CT on my shoulder. They think I tore my rotator cuff. So, but we're going into holidays. It's okay. Don't worry. Hopefully it's nothing. But at least nothing's broken. So that means my bones are strong. Um, okay, so those are the three cases. Now let me go to our fundraiser. And our total fundraising so far for this latest fundraising campaign that we just started in the beginning of the month is $149,261.90. So we're getting closer to that 250,000 mark. So thank you for everyone that's doing the big lift here and helping donate to the cause. We truly do appreciate you. We know that we want to try to push this out to get this in before the holiday because we know that everyone does have other financial obligations after the holiday and all the traveling and whatever. So that's why we're trying to push for this additional 250 before the end of December. So thank you everyone for that. So again, we're at $149,261.90. That report is coming to you by Augie Abundanza from our treasurer. If our lawyers agree to mediators, can they also ask the court to postpone the copays? That's anything can go in that that conversation. So that's something else that can come up. Yes. You're welcome, Anne. So yes, Miriam, we didn't start the email that we were going to start today, and my bad for not getting back to you this morning, but we're waiting for them to do something like the sponsoring a council member before I put out that email. So it might happen Monday, it might happen Tuesday. I'm waiting for them to get back to me, and once they do, then we'll do the email. But from going forward, just keep making those calls. And thank you. I did recognize I left off Lynn Schulman, so you could start calling Lynn Schulman. I just went back in and edited that post and put Lynn in there. I'll double check it this weekend though to make sure it's accurate. But thanks for pointing that out. I totally missed that. I still had Kristen Richardson Jordan in there, and Kristen had stepped down last year. No reply yet. How do we donate in Benkowski's name? Okay, so when you go to the portal, um, it'll ask you if you want to make the donation on behalf of someone, and then you would just write in his name. When you go to our website, nycretirees.org, click donate now. I have to put that on my to-do list, is to-do list. Log in video. I know I kept saying I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that video and show you how to log in and create your own account on our portal so that when you do the portal donations, you'd be able to, everything would auto-populate. So I will get to that. Also, we put together a little lady warrior group, and one of the guys from our retirees, James Tynan, I want to say thank you. He got his community board to do a letter of support for Intro 1096. So I will post, I'm going to write that down too, community boards. I'm going to post a few things, and if I don't get to it tonight, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'm going to post another list asking again if anyone's on a community board. James took this, pretty aggressively, and he said, I want to do this. I want to get my community board to do a letter of support for this bill. And I said, okay. We connected him with our team, kind of coached him a little bit yesterday. Well, last night he went to his community board meeting and he got them to agree to do a letter. It was that simple. And then that letter goes into the city council and comes to us. So if you guys want to do that, please let us know if you're on a board. I'm going to post the list. put your name up on that list that you are sitting on the community board. I don't think James was on the board, but he went and he made this request to his board and they said yes, and they did this last night. So we give our hats off, kudos to James for doing this. We have Annie Anesta and Camille D and Marsha Biederman who are helping us do this citywide. So if you want to join that team or you have information that could help that team, please let us know. We want to try to get letters from all of these different boards. So that is my other thank you that I forgot. So is the MLC the main stumbling block to get sponsors on this new bill? Yes. And remember, who's the two largest, most vocal unions in the MLC? Come on, you know. When I start hearing council members and their staff using the same language as the unions, and I should say the UFT and DC 37, Harry bully, that tells me that they're being lobbied by the UFT. Well, if there's no other questions, then maybe we'll just end this early then.